best actors in this business. He was very good indeed.
Or best director, you mean? Or was he a good actor?
Did I say actor?
You said actor, right?
Well, as a director, he was a hell of an actor. And so that's what I have to offer about Tony, who developed into an important director.
Indeed, yeah. You were telling a funny story about his dismissing himself from Spartacus, which they were actually going to show here at one point. Spartacus was going to be part of the festival, but the restoration wasn't completed. I was just saying, that was a funny story you told about Tony Mann's inability to work successfully with the actors in Spartacus, with Olivier and Charles Lloyd.
Right?
Yeah, that was. Shall we share? Do you want to share that story with us? Yeah. Pretend that you just saw Spartacus.
Well, Tony Mann, with Reign of Terror, established himself. As you could see, I mean, you see the beautiful shots, the angles, the way he delivers the story. Wonderful, with great energy. He had great energy as a director and imparted it to the picture. So he gradually went up the ladder, and he was given a picture called Spartacus. Kirk Douglas was the producer. And it had a cast of Charles Laughton, Sir Laurence Olivier, Peter Ustinov. So, as you can see, it was top-heavy.
Tony Curtis snuck in there, too.
Tony Curtis. How could I forget Tony? Isn't that awful? Hey, Tony, I'm sorry. So...
Gives Olivier a massage. How do you forget that?
Did I forget Olivier?
No. You got it.
He wouldn't have let me even from where he is. Anyway, what happened is that they were involved in rewrites. And they were sitting around a table for what they call a latter-day phrase, a table read. In my day, you just read. But there was this table read. And a rewrite was brought in of a single page for Charles Laughton. Laughton reads it aloud. Tony Mann at this point was the director. If not Tony Mann, it would have been Stanley Kubrick who replaced him, because Tony Mann had to resign. He resigned. He said, I can't work with these actors. They pay no attention to me. Apparently, Olivier used to assume the role of director. I hope I'm not telling tales out of school, but I'll tell it anyway. So, Laughton read this page aloud that was to go into the script. And as I say, this is just rehearsal. When he finished reading the page, he said, I don't understand. I just barely understand what this is all about, this page. I just barely understand it. Olivier spoke up. He said, Charles, I think it's perfectly clear. Do you mind if I read it for you? That's like putting your head in a noose. Laughton said, by all means. So Olivier read the speech to him. When it was finished, Laughton said, if I just barely understood it before, I understand it not at all. I'm giving you a behind-the-scenes glimpse. Now, I don't want you to think I make up these stories. This story was told me by Peter Ustinov, who had a great humor. Anyway, so that's the way it is, you know. Actors are gently cooperative.
Who were your favorites to work with? Just like 3 people that you have fond memories of. Then we have to wind up. But
My favorite what?
Your favorite actors to work with. Who were they?
Chaplin. Unbelievable genius. In the theater, an actor that none of you may remember, maybe I can help you recollect. I did a play with a French actor, Pierre Frenet,
Yeah.
who is in Grand Illusion. You know, Orson Welles said one day, if an edict went forth that every film had to be destroyed, there's one that should be preserved. Grand Illusion. Have you all seen it? If you haven't, see it. That's all I can say. And Frenet is in that picture. He plays the lieutenant who gets shot. So there are 2 I've mentioned, and I've had wonderful friends. I had a great time with Luke Ahern when we did King Lear together. I didn't play Lear, he played Lear. I was the fool, typecasting. And those are 2 that come to mind. I'm sure there are others if I think of them.